DuroMax XP12000EH generator 12,000 watt gas, or propane powered home backup, an RV ready review, power at an affordable price. I tested the DuroMax XP12000EH generator to see if it's all it's touted to be at such an affordable price. You might be surprised to find out the answer. Offering power and versatility, the DuroMax XP12000EH is the perfect home backup solution. With 12,000 starting watts and 9,500 running watts, this workhorse will keep you powered through any storm and can handle heavy loads, from your lights and home appliances to your AC unit. Dual fuel technology doubles the fuel life when running on propane, making this generator an effective, low-maintenance solution for your home standby needs. Pros: the flexibility to run the generator on propane or gasoline fuel sources. Keyed electric start that is easier on the back and shoulders than pull starts. More affordable than most other 12000W generators. Built-in carbon monoxide detector to protect users from dangerous conditions. Cons: lacks an hour meter or any way to track runtime, requiring users keep track. Does not come with dust covers to protect the multiple outlets when they're not in use. A relatively limited number of outlets available for users to plug in 120V devices. Easy to use, except for the pull start. Overall, the XP12000EH is very easy to use. I first shut off the gas valve and connected it to a propane tank. I expected the battery to be dead, so I didn't have much hope for the electric start, but it cranked without issue. After playing with the choke a bit, the generator started right up, ran rough for about 5 or 6 seconds, and then began idling smoothly. With the main breaker on the control panel flipped off, I started plugging in devices. Once everything was plugged in, I flipped the main breaker on. I was able to switch between 120V and 120V/240V on the fly, which allowed me to choose between splitting power between the 120V outlets and the 240V outlet, or directing it all to 120V for maximum output. I then shut the breaker off but left the generator running. I flipped the idle control switch on, and at first wasn't very happy with the results. The generator would start to slow down and almost shut off before firing right up again. I tried this several different ways with the same result before I realized that it was charging the onboard 12V battery. Once it was charged, idle control limited the revolutions per minute and noise until draw was applied. Once I shut everything down, I wanted to test the pull start feature, and I must admit, I didn't love it. The motor is larger than a standard lawnmower or chainsaw, so it takes significant effort to pull. After about 20 pulls with a minute in the middle to let the propane dissipate, it finally started. I'd like to see it start easier since it is brand new, but the electric start is the intended starting method. Decent performance despite the noise. The DuroMax generator performs surprisingly well. I had no problem running multiple devices on the XP12000EH. I plugged in my refrigerator, most of the entertainment devices in the home, and even ran a window air conditioner off of it. I also switched the air conditioning out for a 1500W space heater. I found that starting these devices one at a time was best, and I made sure to plug electronic devices into a surge protector first. These devices, plus a couple of lighting devices, are the ones I would most likely use in a power outage, and the XP12000EH kept up quite well. For those with a generator interlock installed in their electrical panel, there's no reason why the XP12000EH couldn't power most of the home if plugged into the panel. It was barely louder with all of the devices running. Here's what I'll admit, I'm not sure what effect the draw of an electrical heating system with all of the zones set to comfortable levels would have on the XP12000EH. My home runs on natural gas. However, it will easily run a large space heater or two, so folks using the XP12000EH to make it through a cold winter storm should have no problem staying comfortable with smart usage. It is important to know that even in propane mode, the XP12000EH is loud. This isn't some quiet backyard standby generator that keeps the home running smoothly while making hardly a hum. I measured it at 90 decibels from a few feet away, and I could certainly hear it running from within the home. I don't consider this a drawback because that's a relatively normal noise level for this type of generator, but shoppers will want to note that it's going to make a little noise. Is the DuroMax XP12000EH worth the money? The suggested retail price for the DuroMax XP12000EH is about $1,500, but it often sells for less. At the time of writing, it can be had for just under $1,399 at popular retailers, not just shady discount sites. We'll use that as the baseline price. Most 12000W generators cost closer to the DuroMax's suggested retail, with some being much more expensive. And of those, very few are dual-fuel models. In terms of raw power output, the DuroMax is an outstanding deal, but it's not all about raw power. The relatively limited number of outlets, to me, is a problem. While the control panel is relatively small, it seems that some reconfiguration could easily fit a second duplex outlet, making this generator quite a bit more versatile. While those powering their homes will likely use the 50A circuit, those who lack a generator tie-in, or folks on a project site, will find the outlet shortage annoying. But, all things considered, it's really hard to argue with the value for this price. A generator that is potentially capable of powering a small home at a cost of around $1,399 is pretty exciting, and I think that points to this generator being worth the cost. Everything works as it should. Should you buy the DuroMax XP12000EH? I feel the DuroMax XP12000EH makes a strong case for itself, but it's all based on the price point. There are better generators that are more powerful, have more outlets, and run more quietly, but few even come close to this amount of power for the money. Should you buy the DuroMax XP12000EH? First, let me discuss who I think should skip the DuroMax: contractors and folks who need a plethora of outlets. Without an hour gauge to track maintenance and several plugs to tap into, it might just be more hassle than it's worth. Sure, it will power almost anything you need it to at a campsite or job site, but not everything at the same time. But there are many folks who fit the other category. In my opinion, if shoppers are looking for an affordable backup generator that they can hook to their home's panel, I think the XP12000EH is a good choice. It's affordable, powerful, and easy to use. Buyers can build a shed to house it and cut down on running noise, and it has the power to handle a smaller home's needs. The fact that it also offers flexibility between propane and gasoline as fuel sources only increases the attractiveness of this affordable model.